broke fan, press some hand, let's get in the car, I said. She grabbed my hand, girls resting, met the bar, witness said. Tears fled the head, I'm waiting, I dare. She tweet, I guess she confess, she thinking less, not drinking less. Bathroom says, best it gets, spontaneous, I stereotype. Put to rest tonight. Imagine, believe, and achieve, it works. Skyline as I rise like fireworks. Smell through the bag, don't touch my perk.
Yo, hey everybody, welcome to this edition of After the Storm, your OKC Thunder post-game one analysis live stream. And the Thunder took care of business in game one. What's up, Burge? What's going on? How you doing? The Thunder took care of business in game one. First half was a little ugly. We struggled, and a lot of it had to do with, I think, just nervousness on our part. SGA 2 for 13 for his first half. And my thing is this, we were, kind of texting myself, the commander, Nathan Taylor, and John Warren, and we were texting, talking about how it was crazy because, we were playing like crap, but we were only down 4 at half. And that's what happens when you're at home. And I'm sure the crowd was crazy. I'll be there Thursday. But the crowd was crazy tonight, which I'm sure it was. And that's what I appreciate about OKC. And like I said, if you've never been to a game, you've got to go to Paycom. It's crazy in there. It gets loud, and the crowd gets behind. And then once we start getting on a roll, and that makes all the difference. And I saw where SGA hugged his son and gave him a kiss at halftime. Well, brother, you need to do that more often. Hug him before the game or something, because it seems like that made all the difference to what you were trying to accomplish. But the Thunder took care of business, 114-88, 70 points the second half. It was 44-48 at half, 70 points the second half. And playing like we normally should play, but SJ was missing layups. I mean, God, we were missing layups, stuff that we normally make. And I don't want to say it was nerves, but it seemed like it was nerves. But once again, defense travels, and what are the Thunder the best at in the NBA? Playing defense, which is why they had a 12.9 plus minus as far as point scoring, the best in history, is because of our defense. And the fact that Ant-Man, 0 points in the fourth quarter. I think he only took 2 shots or 3 shots the whole second half. It didn't seem like, but like we said earlier, the difference between them and us defensively is, number one, he has to go from Dort to Kaysen to Caruso to Wiggins to SGA to J-Dub. There's no, you got 5 guys to guard you, whereas SGA, they've only got 3. And once he got rolling in the third quarter, it was over. Because I've always said, once SGA starts rolling, there's no stopping us. Why? Because everybody on our team takes a deep breath. And yes, Burgess, how you doing? And Angel, that game was crazy. But like I said, the thing is this. They started out on an 8-0 run against us. And it's so funny is the one thing about me playing, and the one thing I taught my good friend Mike Deba at the many games that he came and watched, a team that starts fast usually slows down at some point. Randall was 5 for 6 from 3 the first half. And then what did he do the second half? Slowed down. And let me say the John Warren had put in there talking about, K-Rich. Once again, no J. Will tonight, but K-Rich. And we went small ball, and small ball worked. K-Rich was fantastic guarding Randall. And let's face it, they shot 51 threes, which we'll talk about here in just a second. But it's our defensive pressure that kept us in. The turnovers by them, they only had 19, but the turnovers at certain points, and it's about the Oklahoma City when we make runs. What do we make, a 17-2 run at some point? We're going to make runs. And when we do, they're based off the defense. Defensive pressure, turnovers, long look. What do we always talk about? Long shots equal long rebounds, equal transition points, equal flow of the game. Turnovers equal transitional shots, equal flow of the game. That's the difference of what happened. Yes, Burgess, Mark, Dagnall did good. He had me scared. Dude, What is up with him and the challenge in the first quarter? What the hell are you doing? Why are you challenging? It's the first quarter. The ball went off of McDaniel's leg. They gave them the ball. That was our ball. SJ stole the ball from slapped the ball away from Mike Conley. That's another one could have been our call. And he's wasting a call on Chet in the first quarter. Like, what are you doing? It's the first quarter. Who cares? And I just, the commander drives him nuts when he does that. And normally we're at the game, and he just gives me that look and that look of disapproval and pissed offness every time Dagnall calls a challenge in the first quarter. Like, what are you doing? It's the first quarter, bro. It don't really matter right now. Now, if it was blatant, yes, but that was 50-50 at best. 20, well, more like 40-60 because you couldn't really tell. But he was looking for the foul, but regardless of that, it's irrelevant. It's the first quarter, early. It doesn't matter. Austin, hey, what helped most was starting the second half without the ball in Shea's hands. He got going in and off the ball with Alex Caruso. He's got to be like 60% from threes in the playoffs. He's hitting everything. Talking about Alex Caruso, right? He played great. He's been the difference. Mark has been garbage with his playoff challenge. Austin, this is my thing. The third quarter, SGA got going. And when he got going, our team got going. Him and J-Dub got going in the third quarter. So once SGA starts going, and then fourth quarter, Alex Caruso hit the big three. But SGA got going in the third quarter. J-Dub got going in the third quarter. Game was over. And once he starts going, then all of a sudden J-Dub starts going. Then what happens after that? Caruso starts going. Kesa starts going. Wiggins, I just want you to shoot threes. Quit trying to go to the basket. Stop all that. This is the playoffs. Against weak teams, you can score like that. But again, the playoffs against good teams, no. Stand up there, catch the ball, shoot your three in transition or in rhythm. Don't try to be a scorer. Alex Caruso is the real Italian stallion. That's funny, Angel. But the thing is this, the third quarter, SGA got going. J-Dub got going. And when those two get going, it's over, especially when Shea gets going. It's over. Because our team relaxes, and then everything just starts clicking. But it all starts on what? The defensive side of the basketball. Randy K, hey, God, let me see. It annoys me that people that say Thunder are free throw merchants when both teams. Oh, I agree, Randy K. We're not. The thing is they try to call SGA a free throw merchant. He's not. Those are fouls. Those are fouls. I don't understand what, there's not one call today, and I like the fact that Richard Jefferson is the analyst because he played, and Richard Jefferson was really good. I don't know if people remember how good Richard Jefferson was, even though he went to Arizona. He still was really a good player. I'm just kidding about Arizona. But he was a really good player, and he can give you little nuggets, which is what he's very good at, of letting you know. But you're 100% Randy K. We're not free throw merchants. We were being aggressive, and this is the key for all that. The aggressive team always wins. Football, basketball, baseball, hockey. That team of soccer. The aggressive team always gets calls, always gets the advantage. I was taught that early. I taught my kids that. Hey, when you're aggressive, the referees will always award aggressiveness. Always. So if you're attacking the basket, you're going to get calls. Let me see. Ant-Man shouldn't have stood over Shea like that. Yeah, that probably got him going. But you know what? That's trash talking. That's a little cocky. I mean, that's fine. I hit one of my best friends, cut his eye open, and they called a foul on him. I stepped right over him and went to the free throw line. I bought him beer next time I saw him. But yeah, that happens. I had no problem with that, Austin. I think it's funny, and it got SGA rolling though. So yeah, I like that. Caruso and Kendricks were a big part of the X Factor. I think K-Rich was the biggest X Factor tonight. Normally, Caruso did make some shots, but the fact that K-Rich came in there, and I think in our chat or in our text chain, I think it was John Warren or Nathan Taylor, one of them that came up with the K-Rich is in. I'm like, he better do something. And he did. Got down to mid-range, knocked down a huge three. And you could just see all the momentum just switched to Oklahoma City when he did that. That was a nice 5-0 run for him on back-to-back possessions. And it made the difference. Now, he did foul somebody later a couple of times. I'm like, okay, get him out the game, coach. Let's, he gave us the minutes we needed. Get him out. And once again, if Isaiah Joe is not making shots, pull him out 100%. Why was Jay Will not playing? Because it's like, why didn't he play in the fourth quarter against Denver? I think it depends on what's going on, what the situation is. And Jay Will, he may not play this series. He may play only a little bit. And that just happens. And he's got to be okay with that because he gave us great minutes in the Denver series. I think he was a big part of why we beat Denver. But also it's about matchups. And the small lineup tonight worked really, really well against Minnesota. It worked well against one of the 3 wins we should have had instead of the 2. The small lineup worked. Because the pressure that we put on them, and K. Rich did, I think, a fantastic job, like I said earlier, of guarding Randall. But anyway, Weston, that's why Jay Will did not play a lot. It was just a matchup thing, and we went small lineup and without him, and it was great. And I great call by Dagnall. You got to like that. Austin Richard Jefferson also went through the officials course and officiated in summer league, so he knows the rules also. I like Austin. I like him. I think he did great. I mean, he broke down some stuff, and it's like when Doris Burke, when DiVincenzo got hit in the face. She goes, oh, DiVincenzo gets hit in the face. And Richard Jefferson went in to say, yeah, by his own man. She should have said that. Why are you leaving that out there? Clearly, Conley hit him in the face. And Doris Burke made the comment, and then you didn't finish it, or were you trying to lead that into Richard Jefferson? I'm going to hope, Doris Burke, that you were trying to lead Richard Jefferson into making the comment, because you should have said, when you go, yeah, he got hit in the face, unfortunately by his own man. That should have been the natural progression of what your statement, but you cut it off. Why? To make it seem like we did it? When it was clear what happened? It was clear during the regular play before the replay. It was clear Conley hit him in the nose. I didn't like that, Doris Burke. You're better than that. I did not like that. The overalls are still working. Yes, sir, the overalls are still working. We are 3-0 wearing the overalls, and I will have them on Thursday as well. You got to remember, Alex, the overalls are working. The Thunderalls, Alex, they're the Thunderalls, not the overalls. The Thunderalls are working. Let's continue to do that. True, but I feel like we need to see what he can do on Rudy. Yeah, but Weston, the reason why is that you have to go by the feel of the game. And when he brought K. Rich in to go small, every time he's done that in the playoffs, or every time he's done that during the season, it's worked really well. And I think he took a chance on it, and it ended up being paid benefits for us. And Jay Will, there was no sense in playing him at that point. And it's unlike Denver, where you've got Jokic, a big guy like that, all you've got is Gobert. And Gobert doesn't really hurt you other than rebounds. And you can see that we were putting 2 guys on him rebounding, and then we had all 4 guys attacking the basket, okay, with that. So that had a lot to do with it. Randy K., Doris Burke shouldn't be calling these games. Randy K., I don't know about that so much. I like Doris Burke. But you left that hanging out there, you're better than that. And she's very good. But, my thing is this. I don't necessarily like women calling men's games. I don't like men calling women's games. I think that there's a certain insight as a player that you know. Like for me, I like golf, but I don't really want to be the commentator about it. And I think the crossing between men trying to call women and women trying to call men, sometimes I think it's kind of crazy. But the fact that Doris Burke is experienced and that she dropped the ball majorly on that, I'm not happy about that. Let me see. Yes, we are, Alex. We are undefeated with these with the Thunderalls on. Yes, Doris Burke did call him a free throw merchant. And she goes, well, what she said was, around the league, that's what they say. And that was BS. I'm not happy with Doris Burke. She's better than that. But once again, you have certain announcers, like Jay Billis was doing the same thing. You have certain announcers, they have a certain feel for who they like and who they don't. If they like a certain player, they like a certain team, they're going to tend to lean that way, and that's exactly what happened. Rogelio, what's up? The last Denver game gave the blueprint how to play the zone. Yeah, Wolves changed it to it, and we attacked it immediately. You're right, 100%. We attacked that zone. We weren't sitting there looking for threes. We're attacking it, and that's what you got to do. And guess who was the man who's doing that? It was Caruso. So I like that. I like the fact that we did it that way. Hotspot. I'm going to say this. Our team better realize that the wheels is not always going to be, yes, the whistle is not always going to be there for them. We need to play better. That whistle knocked Minnesota off the float in the beginning of the game, yes. But that's because SGA was attacking. And then what happened with SGA is once he started getting the whistle, then he started looking for fouls. And I was texting everybody about that. I'm like, why are you looking for fouls? Stop it. Quit looking for fouls, bro. I mean, what are you doing? Just go up there and score. Quit trying to get, all them bumps and stuff. They're not giving you that. You got to actually get hit. And there was like 2 or 3 plays that he missed thinking he was going to get a call that he had got during the year, which is what happens to James Harden. And then in the second half, he didn't do that. He went to score. Look to score. Don't look for fouls. Look to score. And if you get an and one, great. If not, we got 2 and let's move on down the road. But I agree with you right there, Hotspot. Like 4 minutes into the game. Yes, they did. 4 minutes in the game, but it was SGA in full attack mode, which I liked early. Him being in full attack mode. Burgess says at Randy K, yes. Dorisberg, yes, 100%. I agree with Dor. Take her feel for the game has been altered due to recent events. Yeah, I guess it can be. Like when they have women commenting on football. To me, football should be hands off for a woman trying to be the color commentator on football. You didn't play. You shouldn't do that. But what they try to say is, well, there's men who didn't play, and they do that too. So that's the out or the way to do it. And because it's hard to say, well, you can't do this because you're a woman, then you look like a chauvinist. And I don't believe that's the case. I just believe everybody should do what they do. I know, like I said, I don't think men should be calling women's games. I don't like it. I don't like that either. That's just me. Let me see. We let Julius kill us early. Yes, Julius Curry. Guzman, Julius Curry. Curry. Yeah, he did kill us early from deep, early. But when Dagnall went small, and I think that he didn't get any more looks the second half. He didn't get the same looks he got the first half. We adjusted defensively. You came in, we went small. It totally messed up what he was trying to do. Plus the kickouts and the things that we were doing with them by clogging up the zone. He was starting to try to penetrate once he couldn't get wide open looks anymore. Then he was trying to penetrate, and then the turnovers and the defense kicked in after that. So, yeah, Dorsberg, we're just going to let that go. We're going to let Dorsberg go. I think that Thunder defensive frustrated and confused Edwards and then Randall. Yes, primarily Caruso didn't change the tone of a game. It was Kendrick Williams. That's who changed it. Not. Normally, I would say that it was Caruso. K-Rich is the one that made the difference. That insertion of him made all the difference. But let's face it. Let's look at the stats right now, guys. And since we're already into it, let's go ahead and look at the stats. Thunder 114-88. The T-Wolves 15 for 51. 15 for 51. Hey, can I say something? They got a lot of good looks tonight, guys. They missed a lot of wide open threes. They're not going to continue to do that, especially when you go to Minnesota. They're not going to be missing wide open threes like that. They got a lot of great looks tonight, and they just didn't fall. 34.9% from the field. We were 11 for 21. We only took 21 threes. Why? Because when they tried to go to the zone, we attacked instead of sit out there and shot threes. Number 2, we were constantly going downhill, which doesn't allow us to sit there and catch all those threes and do that. And I think game 2, there'll be adjustments, and I think we'll shoot more than 21 threes in game 2. I think they will make the adjustments. Chris Finch will make the adjustments. And I think that they will change up how they do things. We shot 50% from the field, out-rebounded them by 4, which is good. And then, of course, pips, points in the paint, that's my stat, 54 to 20. That's 34 more points we scored in the paint than they did because they shot 51 threes. I think that'll change. I think the game 2, they'll be going downhill. They'll be coming at us. I don't believe they'll be standing there shooting 3 after 3 after 3 because you got to remember, guys, every team that shoots a lot of threes is no longer in the NBA, no longer in the tournament. So if they're going to continue to do that and shoot all those threes, they'll be gone in 5. So as Anthony Edwards, and you guys remember, those of you who were on the chat the other night, Anthony Edwards came in and said that, one, he was going to bust up Shea, which did not happen tonight. Number 2, what did he say, guys? UFC, KFC, OKC, Wolves in 5. I think that's what he said, something along those lines. And, we all kind of laughed about it and we moved on. But that's what he said. So we'll see how that works. Turnovers, 19-14. And then our bench showed up 32-25. But don't count on Naz Reid to do all the things that he did. Manifest, love Kenny Hustle working out. He was the difference, I think, tonight. Let me see. K-Will actually did that against Denver, 100%. K-Will did that. But K-Rich was the difference tonight. Not SGA, not J-Dub, not Caruso. It was K-Rich tonight. I thought he was the difference in what we were trying to do tonight. I was really, really impressed by what I saw from him tonight. I was really, really impressed by that. Let me see. And then here's the box score, guys, for tonight, which, Edwards got teed up, Manifest, because he was talking trash and doing what he was doing to SGA. He had knocked him over, and that was a foul the first time. But SGA also, I believe, flopped a little bit on that. And I think had he not flopped and fell all down like that looking for a call, he probably would have got the first call. And then Anthony Edwards doing the second thing a little bit more, trying to be intimidating. Bro, just because he's from Ontario don't mean he ain't got no hood. And I tell you all day long, as a player, you think you can play? Go to the hood. If you think you're a player, go to the hood and play. Because that's the kind of stuff that you get in the hood. Edwards on TV now talking about the Thunder is like a real AAU team. Always fast, running up and down. That night, buddy, we taking that and taking the ball away. They turn the ball over and they turn the ball over. This is not fakers or what is that? Warnets. Yeah, I'm with you, Rogelio. I'm not listening to that nonsense. Anthony Edwards is just. I mean, dude, y'all got your butt beat. So what? It's just one game. Who cares? If you lose by 1 or 100, it don't matter. It don't matter. But I was wrong about the spread. The Thunder took care of business, and I thought the game would be closer. Shea's dad is from the hood. You could tell. And I used to go to the hood all the time just to check on my skills, to say, okay, where am I at? Let me go to the hood because, they smoking their joints. It was joints then. It wasn't blunts. They're smoking their joints. They're drinking their 40s, and they're feeling really good about themselves, and they're drunk, and you can smell the alcohol, and they will bust your butt if you ain't ready. That's the hood basketball. Chet, can I give a hand to Chet? He finally showed up tonight. Even though he had 15 and 7, there was a Chet sighting. He actually made some huge. Would he have 9 points there in the fourth? There was a Chet sighting, and we're going to win based on what he does. Okay, what he and J-Dub do is basically what's going to happen. J-Dub, 19 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals, 7 for 18. I thought J-Dub played pretty good tonight overall. Ihart was fantastic early for us, keeping us in the game when nobody else was scoring with his alley-oops, his putbacks, his things. I thought he played fantastic to begin the game. Only 20 minutes, but once again, once he went small with K-Rich, great lineup just like the other night when he went with Caruso guarding Jokic. That's the difference. You threw a wrinkle in there, made all the difference. No one saw that coming. We didn't see the small ball coming, but it did work, and we did use that against them quite successfully in our 2 victories. Should have been 3 against them this year. Also, our defense wants to pack the paint through, so they want to bring us in. Yeah, we pack the paint. If we get past Minnesota, I think we're winning the ring. I agree with that 100%. I think we'll have a tougher time with Indiana than we would with the Knicks, because the Knicks aren't deep enough to really handle us, but Indiana is. I think it will be a tougher game going against Indiana, but I would like to see Shea go off in MSG in Madison Square Garden. I would like to see that. SGA tonight, 31 points, 10 for 27. Remember, guys, the first half, he was 2 for 13 the first half. 2 for 13. Okay? So that meant the second half, he went 8 for 14 the second half. That's what that meant. He was 2 for 14 the first half. 2 for 14. 2 for 13 the first half. So that tells you something a little bit about what he was doing. I can't say that, Commander. Commander just sent a text that I cannot repeat on air. I can't do that, bro. I can't do that. Anyway, SGA, that's the difference. He kissed his son at halftime, came out and did exactly what he needed to do. 31 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 steals, did what he needed to do. I thought J-Dub's 5 steals was fantastic as well. Lou Dort, 5 points, 28 minutes. Defense was fantastic. Shot 4 times, 1 for 3 from 3. Huge 3 at the end, which I think helped his confidence because he needed to see the ball go in the basket. So I did like that. I like the fact, manifest, I like Chet was not trying to go, dribble all up and down the court, give the ball up, get down there. I agree with 100%. 100%. We need better ball handlers against the Pacers. Well, the whole thing with the Pacers is, Alex, it's when you put that lineup that SGA should be with. That's J-Dub, Kaysen, Caruso, Wiggins, or Chet that he puts J-Dub with to start the second and fourth quarter. That's the lineup that SGA needs to play with. You don't have a ball handler. I think that you need to have A.J. Mitchell. And I've said that before. A.J. Mitchell needs to be in there. You have no ball handlers. And you can see us struggling in the fourth quarter with that. Come on, guys. Come on, coach. You don't have ball handlers. I know you want to put that in there, but SGA is best with that 5. SGA, Kaysen, Caruso, Wiggins, Chet, or Ihart. That's your best 5, not J-Dub. He doesn't have the ball handling skills. You got to have a guy who can handle the ball. And then let's go from that. K-Rich, 10 minutes. It seems like he played longer than that, but he was only a plus 19. Give me more than that. 3 for 3, 2 from 2. Hey, he played fantastic. But it's those 5 points he made in a row, not the ones from scrub time, but those 5 points that he made in a 5-0 run he went on by himself that made the difference for the Thunder. I do believe that. Caruso, 22 minutes, 9 points. I think Caruso played okay. He did some good things, but for the most part, his defense was fantastic on Ant. But also, let's figure out how bad that ankle injury that Ant went down with. Let's see what that really does. And if we're playing every other day, I can promise you, as a person who's hurt his ankle before, that's a hard injury to get over. So that's going to be really tough, I think. Isaiah Joe, 13 minutes. I think he played too many minutes. He wasn't giving us what we need. He was 1 for 3, 0 for 0 from 3-point line. 1 for 2 from 3. I think he played too much. Aaron Wiggins, no threes. Shot 3 shots, no threes. No. I want you, if you have a shot that's not a 3, it better be a tip in or an easy layup. Other than that, I want you shooting threes. I don't want you trying to be a scorer. Stop all that nonsense. But once again, the coach opened the door for that. Kaysen, he's growing up before our eyes, guys. He's growing up before our eyes. You got to appreciate that. Love me some Kaysen Wallace. And yes, Burgess, J-Dub's confidence is definitely steady growing. I agree 100%. Let's take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, SRB. If you have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit our guys up over there. They love to take care of you. If you have a water treatment plant in your city or county, they'll make sure that you have clean drinking water. Also, if you're building a new complex, those guys will lay it out for you and make sure everything is the way it should be. Oak Grove Trucking and my guy Jose Fierro, hit my boy up. He'd love to take care of you. If you have some dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, he is the dude to handle that for you. And, of course, YNB. Family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or you can go to one of their 5 locations, the main bank at 401M, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YNB East, which is off the Parkway and 66 or 39th Expressway. YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YNB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks and I-40, just south of I-40. Cannot miss it, right there in front of the hospital. And, of course, YNB People's located in Bethany, the bank that I usually always go to, on 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur. And then, of course, my favorite cologne, the House of Creed, handcrafted since 1760. It's some good smelling stuff, guys. And we will be there Thursday at the Dillard's location. We will be there Thursday doing the live stream from there Thursday afternoon. So come on by, get you some free samples, and I'll hook you up and let those guys hook you up. So come on by the Dillard's there at Penn Square Mall this Thursday, and we will hook you up with some stuff. Okay, guys? And as they always say, remember, pick the best for your best. Don't forget that. Remember, pick the best for your best. That's the House of Creed. And come by and we'll get you some samples and get you taken care of on Thursday. And, of course, this schedule this week, and also, hey, by the way, my basketball camp, June 9th and 10th, grades 1st through 8th grade, going into 9th grade, that's fine. 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., $160. Just go ahead and scan the QR code. And remember, if you have a son or a daughter that wants to come, make sure that they want to play basketball. This is not the Thunder camp. This is not one of the school camps where you can go have some fun. This is about learning how to play basketball, learn how to use your opposite hand, learn how to move your feet up, learn how to play defense, learn how to play man defense, learn how to play zone defense, learn how to dribble the basketball. These are all the things. This is an actual basketball camp that you have to actually learn how to play basketball. Now, that being said, here is the Thunder schedule for 7 games. Hopefully it won't do 7, but if you do, this is what it takes. Rogelio says, defense on Randall much better in second half. Yes, I think K-Rich had a big part of that. I agree. We had to get a feel for them in the first half, but we started playing better. Once we start playing better and we start scoring, then our defense picks up, and then it just went from there. How did y'all like Dagnall's switches on Edwards and Randall? Well, the whole thing, K-Rich made all the difference. And then after that, like I said earlier on the show today, part of the thing on the Unpopular Hour, my daily live stream, part of that is that when he has to go from Dort to Kaysen to Caruso to Wiggins to J-Dub to SGA, there's no easy outs for him. And then with Julius Randle, when K-Rich came in, it got him all out of sync. He couldn't take him off the dribble. He couldn't do anything with him. He was all the way on him. And then with the help side of us collapsing the paint so he couldn't take him to the basket, I thought it was a great defensive scheme by the Thunder in the second half, and scoring 70 points does help that. Let me see. Okay, Austin, I'll tell you, I'll answer that question. Who is my favorite non-Thunder player left in the playoffs? I'll tell you that in just a second. Tomorrow, Thursday night, 7:30 again on ESPN, and I believe that SGA will be given the MVP then, because remember they said they're going to open the envelope, should be tomorrow, before the Knicks game. Okay, if that's the case, then SGA should get it in front of our crowd on Thursday. Okay, unless the Thunder do what they did with KD and them, where they just did they announced it and they did a private deal in the media room, which is ridiculous. Don't keep our crowd from getting to appreciate that. That's what I think. Yes, that's what I was saying, Rogelio. Tomorrow, I think we'll get the announcement. That's what I believe. I believe that tomorrow, and then on Thursday, 7:30 on ESPN, we will be the announcement should come. It should come. Now, whether the NBA will do that or not, I mean, this is the longest MVP thing. This is just absolutely ridiculous why they made us wait so long. Okay, Austin, who is my favorite non-Thunder player left in the playoffs? Ant-Man. I like Ant. I like Brunson. And I like Halliburton. But if I had to rank them, I'd do Ant, Halliburton, and then Big Body Brunson. If I had to rank them non-Thunder players, that's how I would go. Ant, Halliburton, Jalen Brunson, Big Body Brunson. That's how I would, if I ranked them, Austin, that's how I would do it. Austin says Austin Brunson for him. Yeah, I agree, but I like Ant. I like the way he does. I like the way he plays. I don't really like the way he is off the court so much, but on the court, I like his attitude. I like the way he brings. He's physical. He's gifted. He's cocky. I like him on the court a lot. And I like Halliburton, the way Halliburton is just smooth, the way he sees the game, the way he passes the ball, and all those things. Those are things that I like. Oh, my God. Is there a sighting by Nathan Taylor of YNB? Oh, my God. You okay, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, man. See, here's the thing, dude. I know this has no bearing on anything except for my own superstition.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you what, dude. When I turn the game off, they play so much better.
So you didn't watch?
And again, that's why I'm late, because I didn't want to come on without having the full knowledge of what happened.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So I watched the first half. That's
well, clearly because we were
mean,
texting. You were texting with us, so clearly you watched the first half.
And game 7 of the Denver game, I watched the first quarter. And so I'm just telling you, Matt, like that team, they know when I'm watching, dude. I'm telling you.
Well, don't watch anymore.
So that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Like I'll wait till the end. That's what took me. So hey, I don't have to watch commercials either. So
yeah,
I can literally just fast forward through commercials. So, dude, they just, I mean, in the first half was just awful.
Yeah.
I mean, it was awful.
Well, you saw what SJ's stats were, and then what he ended up 2 for 13.
Yeah, 2 for.
He was 2 for 13.
2 for 13.
Yeah.
And then he just went nuts, dude.
Yeah,
he just went
he
nuts.
does
That
what
defense, Caruso and Dort and Wallace. Oh my God, those guys are crazy.
Yeah, it's
Wiggins.
Okay. What'd you say, Nathan? Nathan, we lost you. We didn't hear what you just said. You broke up.
I just said Kenrich played some good minutes. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Good?
K-Rich played fantastic. I think he was the difference tonight.
K-Rich, yeah. Oh, yeah, he played good minutes. Chet came to play in the second half.
Yes.
I mean, he played real well in the second half.
Yes.
Let's see who else. Well, I mean, Caruso, dude, he just plays good all the time.
Don't you love Alex? Don't you love Caruso?
I love him. I'm going to call him Ernie Johnson Jr. because that's what they call him on TNT.
Oh, Ernie, yeah, that's true. He does. He does look like Ernie.
He's Ernie's son. That's what
he's
they call
Ernie's
him on
son.
TNT.
He's Ernie's son, yeah. He does look, he reminds you of Ernie. I'm going to say this, though, guys. My thing is this. Defense travels, and we've said this. And Anthony Edwards, I think that ankle is hurting worse than it was because he came back, and he never was the same. You know what I'm saying?
No. Yeah, no, I agree. And he
wasn't the same.
Dude, I think he just settles for too many. He settles. They shoot 53s or something like that.
51 threes.
Hit like
51.
That's ridiculous. And we only shot 11
21.
of them or something.
We were 11 for 21.
21. I'm sorry.
21.
11 for 21. Wow.
Well, this was the difference.
Crazy.
This is what the difference. We were in full attack mode, and when they went to a zone, they assumed we were going to do just what happened in game. What was it when they beat us in the 4th game? Because remember. They beat us. We beat them twice. And then they beat us the final game coming back from down 24, 26 or whatever it was. Because we were just shooting. We shot, 15? I think we shot 15 straight threes or missed 15 straight threes or something stupid. And instead of tonight.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I don't know who it was in the chat here earlier. Somebody said that, we learned because on the show today, we talked about that. Talking about how the Thunder need to attack the zone. And don't settle for threes. Attack the zone.
Right.
Kind of what we did in Minnesota, what we did at Denver. Because remember, Minnesota is the team that actually started people doing the zone thing. And then the Thunder finally figured out how to attack that because that's how Denver stayed in. But let's remember, Denver only beat us twice, right. Nathan. They didn't beat us 3 times. We gave them a game. They didn't beat us 3 times. We gave them a game. They beat us twice. And remember, game 3, SGA was absolutely cold. He couldn't make a shot. Now, if that's now, if he has to close somebody out, because what he did today, he shut the door on him today. He shut the door.
Yeah.
He shut the door.
Yeah, he did.
And that's what he does. And that's the way he has to play. He has to shut the door. Because when he starts playing, then that's the end of the thing. But to me, Dagnall going small with K-Rich made all the difference. But now the problem is you can't go back to that again. You got to go, or maybe he will, but you got to switch that up again because tomorrow, I can promise you, on Thursday, it's going to be a totally different game. I doubt if they shoot more than 33s. But they missed a lot of wide open threes tonight. But what are they now, 2-5 or 2-6 when they've been rested for 3 days? That's what they are, Nathan.
I didn't know that. I did not
They're
know
like
that.
2-5 or 2-2. They were 2-4, I believe, or 2-5 in games where they've rested 3 days or more and came back to play. They've lost.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So they're just out of rhythm.
Yeah.
So that's why I said they're not going to be missing all that. And the coach wasn't worried. And bottom line is this. It's just one game. You won the first game. Okay. It's one game. Don't matter if you win by one or 1,000. It's one game. And that's all it is.
Well, and that's what we said after game one of the Denver series, too.
Yeah,
so
it's just one game. And remember, it's games 3 and 5 that make the difference. 3 and 5 are the difference makers because you're either going to go up 3-0 or you're going to take home court back if you lose a game. So game 3 is extremely important.
Well, here's the thing, dude. It is, but the Thunder better win Thursday too. So
No. What I'm saying is the reason why I'm saying reason why game 3 is important because if you lose game 2 and it's 1-1, you win game 3 to put home quarterback. You don't want to give them the advantage. That's what I'm saying. Now against Denver, we lost game 3 because we gave it to them. We should have beat them game 3
and game 1.
And game 1, but game
one.
So and then in game 4, SGA started feeling his roots. And remember, Nathan, I don't know if you knew this. He was 1 for 6 to start the beginning of game 5. Rest of game 5, game 6, and game 7, he was 34-42.
Holy crap! No, I didn't know.
34 of 42. And then tonight he started today he started 2 for 13. And ended up 8 for 14 or 8 for 13? 8 for 14. So
let me look.
He was 8 because I think he was 8 for 14. He started out 2 for 13. I think he was 10 for 27. So, but he went on a 34 of 42. That's what he did the games. The rest of game 5 after starting 1 for 6. Games 5, 6, and 7. He was 26 of 42.
Well, I'll be honest with you, man. I don't know if I've seen him play a worse half than he did tonight. I mean, that was bad for him.
The third,
that was really bad.
The second and the fourth quarter of the third, game 3, he played bad. He played pretty terrible. He couldn't make a shot.
Well, and here's the thing too. Like, it wasn't just the missed shots; it was the turnovers and the bad shots. It's not like he was taking open shots and missing. He was taking bad shots.
He had 2 air balls. I don't remember. I can't remember. I don't think he did all. I don't think I've ever, in 5 years watching him, I don't think I've ever seen him shoot 2 air balls in a game. You might see him shoot an air ball every once in a while, but I've never seen him shoot 2 air balls in one game. Now, the second one was
nervous to start out with? Or?
I think so. I think we were nervous. I think the Thunder were nervous as a team.
Well,
But once again, the insertion of Kendrick made all the difference. Now, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
When he pulled J-Dub out in the third quarter, okay, which we talked about, because I'm going lineups. And we went on that run, and that made all the difference. In the third quarter, you go on a run with J-Dub on the bench. You bring you back in, and then he does that. Fourth quarter, same thing. You pull him out. It was, let me see. I thought that was a great move. Did you notice that when he put Ant-Man in, he put SJ in? I don't remember him ever doing that ever. Do you remember him ever doing that in ever?
Nope.
I think that's the first time. And we've been screaming about that for how long? And I was like, oh, here comes Ant-Man. Here comes Ant-Man. And then, boom, all of a sudden, here comes him. I was like, wait a minute. You're actually putting SJ in and taking J-Dub out? And we went on a run. We closed him out.
Here's the one thing. The one thing I do when I'm not watching is I follow y'all's text. And I can kind of gauge how it's going off those. And, boy, I tell you what, tonight I was like, man, it must be a close game. And then I saw the final, and I was like, oh, God. Okay, it wasn't that close.
The game was closer than what the score dictated. The score didn't.
Yeah, I mean, it was until like the last six minutes or so.
When he took J-Dub out, the score was, when SJ came in, it was 84-75. When J-Dub came back in, we were up 14, and the game was pretty much over with 6 minutes to go. The game was over when he came back in. I think the game was over.
Did you when you said dagger?
Yeah.
On that text thread, was that when Dort hit that?
No,
three?
That's when Caruso hit it.
Caruso hit the three.
Caruso
Okay,
hit
I wasn't
the
sure if
three.
it was that one or the
Yeah, it
next
was
one.
Caruso hit the three. I was like, that's the
Yeah.
dagger. Because I think it was 3 minutes to go,
Yeah.
and that put us up 16 or 18 or 18. Maybe it was 18. I said, that's the dagger.
Yeah.
And they knew it. They were like, okay, it's over. We're not giving up an 18-point lead with 3 minutes to go.
No.
We're not. Not with what we got. Not with SGA. Not with J-Dub. Not with Caruso.
scored.
Not with Dort. And Dort hit his three. Finally, and I think, like I said earlier. Go ahead.
They went. I think they scored 4 points in the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah. Well,
that was bad.
Well, that once like I said, when he hit that shot, they knew it was over. That was the dagger. It was 3 minutes to go,
Yeah.
and I think Doris Burke said, "Well, it was 5 minutes to go. Oh, well, this game is close. It's 6 minutes to go, and we're up 10." I'm like, this game's over. We ain't giving up no 10-point lead.
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about?
I don't like Doris Burke. I think I don't know, man. Something about her just doesn't. I don't know. I don't like it.
I wasn't. I didn't like what she did. How about this though? I saw this stat today, Nathan. How about this, guys, and everybody else? This blew me away. Who are the only two people to average 30 points and shoot 50% 3 years in a row in the history of the NBA?
SGA and Michael Jordan.
That's it. That's crazy.
Yeah, no,
that's crazy.
Me and you knew that.
Yeah, but 30 and 50.
We've been talking about that for. Yeah, but we've been talking about that for.
I know, but Nathan, we were adding all the other stuff in there. We were adding the rebounds and the stuff. We were adding that other stuff in
steals.
there. Yeah, no, we were adding all the other stuff. I'm talking about just 30 points and 50% shooting. Only 3 people. I mean, they've done it. Only 2 people have done it 3 times in a row.
I'd like to see his last 3 years of stats, man.
It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. And
well, even the year before that, I think it was that the year. See, 3 years ago would have been what, Josh's rookie year? Is that right?
Yes.
Or would have been the sophomore year. So it would have been Jalen's first year.
Okay, that was 3 years ago.
One of the years he shot 42% from 3, and I don't remember what year that was. I think it was his second year here, but I don't remember.
That had to be the first year with Josh. No, that was the first year with J-Dub.
Yeah.
First year with J-Dub. Because remember, the first year year he was here, that was with everybody. I mean, excuse me. The first year was here was the Chris Paul group. The second year he was here, that's with Josh Giddey, and then the third year we got J-Dub, and then Chet and J. Will, and then the fourth year we got Kaysen and Chet came back to fully play, and then this year it's the whole group. Because I kind of went over that today.
Think about this, Matt. Think about what we were talking about. Was it 4 years ago?
Yeah.
I don't know. We were just talking. Starting the year, I didn't even know half the guys on the roster.
Yeah.
And
that's when he first started with me. Yeah, that was 3 years ago.
Yeah, and I was like, what the? I didn't even know who these people are. Like, right. I mean, who are these guys?
Right.
It's kind of like the movie Major League. If you've ever seen that, you ever seen that movie?
Yes,
Major League.
Yes.
Yeah, when they're reading the roster and they're like, "Who the heck are these guys?"
Yeah. I'm gonna say.
Hey, by the way, I was gonna throw you up some. Every time we play Minnesota, we always talk about the Jaden McDaniels trade.
Yes.
And I did a little research on that the other night just to kind of see who we did trade for that.
Yeah.
You know who we got for? We had pick.
Baisley.
I think it was pick 24.
We got Baisley.
No. It wasn't Baisley. I thought it was. No, it wasn't. So we had pick 21 and 24 and like 20, I think. And we traded it to move up to get Pokashevsky.
Oh, that's right. We moved up to get Poko.
Yeah, and Minnesota. Well, this is even killer. So the two picks we traded, Minnesota took Jaden McDaniels. You know who Philadelphia took? You know who Philadelphia took with the 24th pick?
No, I don't know who that would be. Oh, Isaiah Joe? No.
That would be one Tyrese Maxey. So we got Poku for Jaden McDaniels and Tyrese Maxey.
But that's him. That's Sam Preston.
I know.
He loves such European guys, man. Projects.
I'm just saying, how bad does that look, man? How bad?
That's him. Well, we gave up Brandon Clark. We had him.
No, yeah. So we gave up Brent. That was for Baisley. Yep.
We had Brandon Clark. I mean, come on. Let me see. We played tight in the last 2 games, first quarters. After that, we're okay. Plus, Dagnar called good timeouts. Yes, he did. He did call good timeouts. But that challenge in the first quarter, the hell are you doing? What? Why are you challenging that?
Horrible. Yeah, that was horrible.
First quarter.
Hey, who's the guy on the other end of our text string? By the way, I know Randy. I know you. I don't know the other guy.
John Warren.
Okay. I think he had a message that said, "Man, I sure wish we'd have a good first quarter." And I was thinking the whole time,
yeah,
you know what? If we have a good second half, I'm okay with not having a first quarter.
I'm okay with second half. It's not how you start; it's how you finish. And that's what I was talking earlier in the show when it was up 8. When it was up 8-0, I'm like, okay, no big deal. Start fast, finish slow.
Yeah,
that's how it's always been in sports. Rogelio says, I believe once you play the same team for 7 games like Denver, you get used to that team. It takes a little bit of time to. Yeah, no, that's 100%. That's the difference in series. That's what you do. But in what he did in Game 7, by not playing J. Will and putting Caruso on Jokic, they had no idea. Like the commander said in our text chain, they had no idea what to do. Zero idea how to attack that. Just like today, when he put in K-Rich and he went small, they were like, what? And remember, Rudy Gobert was still on the floor. And our tallest guy was what, 6'7"? 6'8"? Was our tallest guy?
Something like that, yeah. Yeah.
And we didn't, and we extended the lead.
I told Randy today, I said, here's the key to this series is making Rudy Gobert unplayable. That's the key to this series.
Right. But the whole thing is that they're going to make the adjustments the second half. And if they shoot 53s again, we're going to beat them again.
Yes.
And the longer
playoffs is all about adjustments. All about adjustments.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They're going to make adjustments. They're going to attack us more than they did. But it all depends on how hurt Anthony Edwards actually is. Because I've had a twisted ankle before. And it hurts worse day 2. And day 2 is the day you got to play.
Yeah.
And you're playing every other day.
You got that adrenaline going when it first happens, and it really doesn't kick in until the next day, right?
It kicks in. It kicks in later. When you stop playing and you slow down, that's when it kicks in. And then the next day, it hurts. That second day, but nowadays what you do now is back then you just put he's got to put his ankle in an ice water bucket. That's what you got to do. Mm-hmm. And then you got to elevate it, and you're going to have all the electrodes on it, and that's all. There's nothing. You can't. All you can do is heal it up long enough to make you 70% or 80%. But it depends on how bad he hurt it, and we don't know, and we won't know.
Yeah, that's true.
But he did not look like his same self. When he came back, he didn't look the same. Because I don't care how good Dort is. I don't care how good Kaysen is. I don't care how good Caruso is. I don't care how good Wiggins is. I don't care how good J-Dub is. I don't care how good SJ is. We ain't stopping him if he wants to go do what he needs to do. Like, ain't nobody stopping SGA.
Yeah, no, it's
you ain't stopping them. If they want to go do that.
I was going to say, it's just like you say with SGA. You can't stop him. You just hope to slow him down.
Slow him down. Kobe. It's like that time when Kevin Durant, remember Kobe, we played here, and Kobe went cold or whatever, and they were bragging on Kevin Durant's defense and how he shut Kobe down and all that. And Kobe said, we'll see you next game. And he lit us up. Dude.
Ain't nobody slowing down Kobe Bryant.
No, but what I'm saying is there ain't
only
nobody
person slows down Kobe Bryant's Kobe Bryant.
Well, but what I'm saying is ain't nobody slowing him down. What I'm saying is guys like that, you all you do is try to hope they have a bad game. You ain't stopping them. You're not stopping them. All you can do is just keep your hand, try to keep them in front, get your hand up, and if they make the shot, good shot. Move on down the road. But I can tell you this, nobody was like Jordan, though. Don't talk trash to him because he might give you 30. You piss him off, he's going to give you 50. Did you see that deal where he scored 40 points in 12 minutes?
I didn't see that, no.
He had 40 points in 12 minutes. It's crazy.
That's nuts, man.
But that's how he was.
Oh, God.
It's like they did these younger guys. They're talking about if you had to win one game, would you rather have LeBron or Jordan? And this guy had to think about it. I'd probably have Jordan. Yeah, one game you want Jordan. If you got to win one game, you want Jordan, not LeBron. You don't want that because you don't know which LeBron you're going to get. But you know which Michael Jordan you're going to get.
But here's the thing, dude. How many times has LeBron been in one-game situations and lost?
Agreed.
A ton, right?
Right. That's what.
And how many times has Jordan lost in big games?
He's
zero?
not. Yeah,
maybe
he's lost. He lost
early
some
in his
early.
career.
Yeah, he lost early. Alex says people are talking about the regular season Giants are basically minimizing our regular season. That's crazy. Minimizing regular season. You know why they have nothing? Well, no, Alex. This is the deal. The teams that what I said earlier about the teams that in the regular season they're all gone. The Celtics gone, Cleveland's gone, the Lakers gone, Denver's gone, Houston's gone. So the only teams left is what? 1, 3, 4, 6, and 7.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yes.
1, 3, 4, and 7. 1, 3, 4, and 6, or 1, 3, 4, and 7.
No, I think it's 1, 3, 6, and 7, isn't it?
I think it's 3, 4.
Because the Wolves are the 6th seed.
Well, because the Knicks were 3. Well, the Knicks were 4.
You might be right.
I think the Knicks were 4.
You might be right.
The Knicks were 3.
Knicks are 3.
Okay, and the Pacers were 4, right? No,
Pacers might be 4. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Because that's right because the
look.
Pacers beat Cleveland, so the Pacers were 4, and the Knicks beat the Celtics. The Celtics were 2, and then Minnesota was either 6 or 7. I don't remember which. Well, let me see. What was?
They're 6.
Yeah, because the Lakers were 3, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. So they were 6. So it's 1, 3, 4, and 6 that are left.
Yep.
Let me see. The only one I think would have gotten beaten full strength is Indiana. They got lucky. The Cavs were hurt. They got lucky. But Minnesota.
Yeah, they were, but I didn't realize how deep of a team. See, dude, that New York team scares me a little bit. Does it scare you a little bit?
They don't scare me. This is why. They're like Denver. They don't have enough depth.
Okay.
The Indiana scares
That's true.
me. Indiana scares me more than New York does. They just do. Because
I'm foreshadowing. I need to worry about the Wolves first, but
right. No, I agree. I agree. We got to worry about the Wolves first. I mean, it's one step at a time. But between the two, the Knicks and the Pacers, I worry more about the Pacers because the Knicks are only 7 deep, 6, 7, and he's going to play them all day. And I'm sorry, our defensive pressure is so relentless that it gets to everybody. And the thing about Minnesota is they tend to turn the ball over at crucial situations. And what do? We go on 15-2 runs, 17-3 runs, 20-5 runs. That's what we do. And it's based off our defense because steals and long shots, long threes, equal transitional baskets, which equal flow of the game. That's what makes the difference with the Thunder. And they go on those runs, and we usually go on those runs with J-Dub on the bench. That's what happens. Those are just facts. Let me see. The Wolves' personnel is different than Denver. Well, the Wolves are deeper. They got way more players, and Denver was. That's why I wanted to play Denver.
Yeah, they got. They got 9.
Yeah,
9 deep,
but
right?
I wanted to play Denver. I did not want to play the Clippers. I'd rather play Denver, and I said that because they couldn't keep up with us because of the amount of minutes they played, and just because of our bench and the pressure that we put on them, they couldn't do it. And they, like I said, they should not. This game we gave them a game. We really gave them 2, like you said.
Gave them 2.
Really, like you said, we gave them 2.
Yeah, gave them 2.
We really did. We really gave them 3 because J-Dub was nowhere to be found in Game 6, which was the best thing in the world happened to him. He got embarrassed. In Game 7, he came out and he played decent today. Not overly fantastic, but
we should have had him.
I think he
should have had him. We should have had him in 5, though. I mean, should have had him in 5.
Rogelio says SGA likes to pick his spots and take a minute. Yes, he does. He picks his spots. But like I said, tonight in the third quarter, he said, to hell with this, let's put this game away. I played bad in the first half, and he went boom, boom. And then Kendrick Williams, I think that big, huge spurt where he made a bucket, made a 2-point pull-up, and they came back and knocked down a 3. That 5-0 swing, I think, made all the difference. But I'm like, okay, pull him out. He gave us some room. Pull him out now. He gave us pull him out. Let's go. And he left him in, and he made a couple stupid fouls. Pull him out. He gave us what we needed. Now it's time. Let's get him out. He gave us what we need. Let's put him out. But he's 2 minutes too long. That's Dagnall. The Cavs injured. Boston injured 100%. That's what happened. Edwards wasn't really killing up. I think he hurt himself. But Randall was killing us early, not late. Remember, he was 5 for 6 at half.
Oh my God.
He was 5 for 6 at half.
Yeah.
I don't know what he ended up, but he was 5 for 6. Let me see if I can pull it up here.
He did. I think he only scored 4 points or 6 points in the second half. Let's see.
Okay, he ended up being. Let me see from 3.
He was 6 for 8 in the first half. 5 for 6 from 3.
So he shot 0 threes the second half. He shot 0 threes the second half. He was 5 for 6 for the game.
Just him?
He shot.
Is that just him, or is that the defense?
No, there was the defense. It was the defense.
Okay.
And what I'm saying is the things that
he
they
ended
got.
up 9.
He was 5 for 6
for
from 3.
13. That's not too bad.
Yeah, but I'm saying he was 5 for 6 from 3 at half. He ended up being 5 for 6. He shot 0 threes the second half.
He only scored 8 points. 8 points in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, we just shut him down. We didn't give them the looks, but a lot of it had to do with the things they were getting away with in the first half, and we were scrambling. And then once we figured out our rotations, that ended all that nonsense. And then once SGA started rolling, then we got a couple steals. They turned the ball over a couple times. And once they turned the ball over and we started running and getting out, and like I said, steals, turnovers, and long jumpers equal transitional points with the equal flow of the game, which means that we start rolling. And that's what we've done. We go on those rolls.
Dude, listen to this. Listen to this real quick. Okay, there are 3 main guys off the bench, right, that shoot 3. So you got Naz Reid, Dante DiVincenzo, and Nikhil Alexander-Walker. They were a combined, let's see here, 28, 5 for 28 from 3.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
But that's what I'm saying. That's not going to happen again, Nathan. You see what I'm saying?
No, it's not. Naz Reid is not going to go 0 for 7 from 3.
He murders us every time he sees us. That's not going to happen.
No.
But like I said, it's just one game. Let's move on. Okay? We won. Cool.
Yep.
We got this one. Cool. Now it's Thursday. What just happened tonight, that don't matter no more. That's over. Can't worry about that. What they're going to make. Chris Finch is a great coach. He's a very, very good coach. If you think they're not going to make adjustments, you're high. They're going to make adjustments. They're going to do things to come against us. 100% they are. And we've got to be ready for it, plain and simple. Let me see. The Lakers lost because Luka was turned into a pigeon. A pigeon hunted. Alex R. A pigeon hunted. He was definitely on hunt. They were coming after him. Hey, and they was using AKs. That's what they were using on him, shooting all kind of. He didn't have a chance. Let me see. We've had trouble with Indy. They play fast and have length. Not worried about New York. That's what Manifest says. I agree with you. I'm more worried about Indy than I am the Knicks because I just don't.
Here's the thing. I have to hand it to Pinto. I was listening to Pinto a little bit today. And he said the 3 things that really could turn the tide in the series was turnovers, which we all knew that. The Wolves turned the ball over a lot, right? We caused a lot of turnovers. Second was the offense. The Wolves' offense is not near as good as Memphis or Denver. Their defense is good, but their offense is not very good. And I forget what the third thing was. But anyway, no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm going to say this. Manifest says Edwards and Randall's got embarrassed second half, butthurt post-game comments. Yeah, that's what Anthony Edwards was saying. That's ridiculous. This is the thing. They came out, Oklahoma City came out, their defense was tough. We started out with them. They came out, they kicked our butts. Okay, we'll see y'all game 2. So I got to say, don't get caught up in all the nonsense. You got your butt kicked. Move on. It is what it is. But guess what, guys? There's only one game. So what? Y'all lost. Remember we beat Denver by what? 40 in game 2?
Yeah.
And I wasn't happy about it because I'm like, I don't want to beat the crap out of teams. I want games to be close. I don't want games all, but I don't want that. I want close basketball games because I want to play every other day. I don't want blowouts because the opposing team gets the rest. I don't want no rest. We're younger than everybody. We don't need rest. Okay? We don't need rest. And the thing is this, let me give iHeart some props too. Dude, he kept us in the game early.
Dude, he
kept us in the game early.
In the game, that's right.
He kept us in the game early. With his alley-oops, with his dunk, and his presence on defense, he kept us in the game 100% when everybody was struggling. But like
Yep.
SGA said, God, we
Yep.
missed layups and we were missing stuff we don't normally miss. And once again, second game in a row, the game one, we were tight in the first quarter. I don't think that'll be the game the second game or game two. I don't think we'll be tight. I think now we're like, okay, we got over. We're in the flow now. Let's go. We got over our game one. We did what we needed to do. We withstood their barrage, and now let's go. They came at us. They tried to break down our door of our fort. It didn't happen. We held. They came back the next day. They waited till daylight or till nighttime came. We held. The next day we were ready for anything the assault, and we took care of business. Rogelio Halliburton said on his post interview, what am I supposed to do to the Thunder? They're the best team in the league. Yes, that's what Halliburton. That's what you say. Look, what do you want us to do? But I'm gonna say this: don't think that Finch in Minnesota is not going to make adjustments. Don't kid yourself. Don't kid yourself. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
They're excellent defensively.
No.
And if you think they're going to miss that many threes, if you think that's not going to happen, I expect the game to be much closer.
Let's not forget that, hey, they were here last year. We weren't.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Let's not forget about that.
Well,
they've proven more than we have so far.
Well, they did the same thing in Dallas. They had a tough series, and they beat – who did they beat? Was it Denver? It was Denver, right? Yeah, they came back. Was it Game 7 that they were down? I think they were down Denver by 20. I think they were down by 20-something in the fourth quarter. Yes, talking about Minnesota. And they came back and beat Denver in Game 7 at Denver to win that series. And then Dallas just manhandled them. And then Dallas got manhandled by the Celtics. That's what Dallas did.
Yes,
they got manhandled. And Luka was crying like a little girl.
Oh, my God, dude.
Manifest. Rogelio. Indiana, they're probably the second or third best team in the league after the All-Star break. With us, I think it was us. I think us and them. And Minnesota was really good in the second part of the season.
Minnesota was 17-4.
Yeah.
17-4 last 21
after
games.
The All-Star break. Yeah, so I think they were really good. We were really good. Indiana was really good. And, I think the thing is this, let me take my hat off to Halliburton. When your dad embarrasses you like that, and then you come back the next series and you just completely dominate Cleveland the way you did, let me take my hat off to you, young man.
Yeah.
You did not let the distraction get in there. Now, my thing is this. I think let his dad go up in the stands, up in the suite. Let him come to the game. Don't put him on the floor because he lost that privilege. I think he lost that privilege. Now, it was indefinitely. It didn't say forever, indefinitely. But to me, put him up in the suite. Let him be at the game. Don't let you know what I'm saying? He's got games 3 and games 4 there in Indy. Put him up in the suites. Or if he wants to go to New York, put him up in the suite somewhere so that he's not on the floor and he can't do anything dumb. So that's what I said. Don't leave him hanging. I think you put Halliburton's dad. But that being said, game 2, Nathan, I think Minnesota is going to be much more aggressive, number 1. Number 2, I don't believe they're going to shoot 51 threes again, and if they do, they're going to make more than 11 or 10 or whatever it was that they made. They're going to make more than that.
Yes, they will.
And number 3, I don't expect Ant-Man and Julius Randle, who knows who Julius had 2 games against nobodies. He didn't really do a whole lot. I mean, it was the Lakers. Really? Golden State was beat up. I mean, really? I mean, really?
Yeah,
so,
Golden State was pretty big.
Yeah, so now he comes back and you got to get somebody who's going to push you. You're not going to get easy shots. Our defense is ridiculous. And I've got this, Nathan. I'll read it off to you. But I did our season stats for the season and playoffs thus far. Okay, that was up before this was not tonight's stats, playoff stats, but leading up. Okay, during the season we averaged 120.1. We were 4th. We're averaging 119, and we're 3rd. Opponents, they were averaging 106 points a game during the season. We were 3rd. They're 101.7, 107.1. So we're 3rd. Field goal percentage for us.
Wow.
We were shooting 55% for 7th. We're now shooting 55.3 for 9th. So our shooting percentage has gone down. Defensive.
Wow.
Opponents were shooting 51.5% from field. They're shooting 50.9. 3-point percentage, the opponents.
Oh.
I'm just going to do the opponents. The opponents were shooting 34.5% from three. They're now shooting 34%. So we went from number 2 during the season to number 1. Assists. Oh, excuse me.
Pretty good, man.
Pips, points in the paint.
I think that has to do more minutes for Alex Caruso. That's what I think it is.
I think it is. I think it is. Then you look at Pips, points in the paint. During the season, 41.8, which is what we gave up. We're giving up 41.7, still ranked number 1. Steals, we averaged 10.4. Guess what we're averaging? 10.4. Still giving up 6.7. That hadn't changed. Blocks, 5.2, hasn't changed. 4.8 blocks teams are doing us. Turnovers, we were averaging 11.5 during the season. We're averaging 11.4. Turnovers, 16.9 for the season. Our opponents are now averaging 17 turnovers a game.
Ooh.
Second quarter, we were averaging 30.4. Now we're averaging 30.5. That's number 1, scoring. Giving up 27.4, we were 10th. Now we're 27.5. This is the second quarter. We're now 11th. And in the fourth quarter, we're 19th. We were giving up 18.1 during the season. We're giving up 18.5. We're now 19th. And we're averaging 20.5 scoring, which is 25th. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me retract that. Fourth quarter points. I'm sorry. That was a foul. Excuse me. That was fouls. Fourth quarter. 25.
Yeah, and I was like, what?
Yeah, fourth quarter, we're averaging 25.5 for the opponents. That's second. We're still only giving up 25.5 points a game in the fourth quarter. That's second. That shows you defensively, I mean, we've
really
got
good.
better, or we have not declined. Offensively, we're struggling a lot more than we were. But defensively, no. no, not at all.
See, that's the thing, dude. Like, we're doing this. I mean, I don't think this is probably by far the best shooting game we've had from 3 in the entire postseason. Like, maybe the game we blew them out by 40, but I mean, they've been shooting awful.
Yeah. I mean, 3-point percentage, we were shooting 37.5 during the season, which is 6th. We're shooting 36.6, which is now 12th.
I think just the playoffs we're shooting like 32 or something, though, weren't we? Something like that.
No,
this
is the whole thing. This is counting all. This is Memphis and Denver. This is all 8 games, or 12 games, or 11 games. So this is 11 games. This is just the playoffs. What we were averaging in the playoffs versus the season. So that's the difference. Rogelio says Pacers have only played one player. Yeah, that's true because of injuries. That's true. Giannis on the Bucks, then the Cavs and Mitchell, and the Knicks is the best test for them to have. I agree. That's kind of like Minnesota. It's almost the same thing with Minnesota. They played an old Lakers team, then they turn around and then they turn around and they played an old. I mean, they beat up. I mean, because I think Steph Curry's healthy. They don't beat them. They don't do the gentleman's sweep on them if Steph Curry's healthy.
No.
Talking about the Warriors. Yeah, they may not have beaten them.
Right.
They may not have.
Steph can do some stuff, man.
Steph is amazing. But I'm gonna say this. Game 2 on Thursday. By the way, Nathan, I got my Thunderalls on. We have yet to lose. 3-0
you know
with my
what?
Thunderalls on.
I'm not gonna watch the whole game on Thursday.
Don't watch the game, bro.
I'll just wait until after.
Don't watch the game. I mean, if we're doing that,
I'm not going to.
Don't watch. Don't watch. Because everybody's like, why are you out tonight? I go, no. I'll watch Game 7 at home. I'm watching Game 1 at home. Okay? I'm not changing up my deal.
Yeah.
And then on Saturday night, let me see, when did we play? Yeah, Saturday. I'll be at Cats to do that. We're going to do the show at Cats. But yeah, I'll do that. But yeah, no, we ain't doing that, bro. We're taking 0 chances, Nathan. Right. 0 chances.
Yep, nope. I won't even I won't even turn it on, man.
Yeah.
I won't even turn it on.
Don't turn it on. Just listen to what's his name. Did you listen to him? Is that what you did?
The other day, no, I was
Matt Pinto.
I listened to Pinto for the first quarter, and then I came in and watched the TV, and they're playing like guys, and I can't watch this. And I turned it off, and then you see what happens. Okay. So Game 7, Denver.
Yeah.
I turned my watch off. I turned my phone off. Didn't turn the TV on. And because, I get those ESPN alerts on my watch.
Yeah.
So I turned all of it off for like two and a half hours. We went to my parents, and it was probably about 4:00 when we got to my parents. And my daughter's like, yeah, he's not. And then like we walk in, and my mom goes, man, the Thunder are playing really good. I'm like, shut up. Don't tell me.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this. Dude, our defense is just, it's crazy. It breaks you down. It just does. It just does. I just don't like the fact that he doesn't play like against Denver. When he needed to, what was the lineup he had? SGA, Kaysen, Caruso, Wiggins, and Ihart, or J. Will. Okay? I don't get when you're planning to play J-Dub with that group. There's no ball handlers. What are you doing? Against a good defensive team, you have no ball handlers. You can't play.
Yeah.
You can't play. Now, we know that
No.
you're trying to play J-Dub with that group because that's the group that's the best four, but it only works with SGA. It doesn't really work with Dub. It works with SGA because he's the ball handler. Yeah, go ahead.
I know we've been harping on this all year, but on the broadcast tonight, they were saying that having the other guys bring the ball up takes the pressure off SGA because he's playing off the ball, and he seemed to be playing better when that happened. Now, I'm not saying ball handling. I'm just saying bringing it up the floor.
No, what they were doing
is there any truth to that?
This is what they were doing. Instead of them, because they're pressuring SGA 94 feet. So what they're saying is let them bring the ball up, and then they give it to him at half court. Once you cross the half court line, then you give it to him in the half court offense. That's what they were talking about.
Okay.
Because when he gets the ball, McDaniel or whoever, they're guarding him 94 feet. And when J-Dub was bringing the ball up, what would they do? You notice he got rid of the ball too. But their guard, he don't have the ball handling skills. He just doesn't. That's one thing that he does not have is the ability to handle the ball, and especially in tight places. He almost turned it over tonight. Dude, just
a couple times, yeah.
Yeah, you don't have that lineup does not work because you don't have a ball handler. J-Dub can't handle, Kaysen can't handle, Caruso can't handle, Wiggins can't handle, and Ihart or Chet can't handle the ball. None of them are ball handlers. You don't have one in that group.
So what do you do then?
Well, to me, A.J. Mitchell is the perfect one to stick in there, and you either take Kaysen out or Wiggins out, and you play him with that group. You have to, because you need to have a ball handler who can facilitate and make the offense go. But because he had been hurt for so long, there's no rhythm that he has with those guys. Okay, he did early because remember that's who played with that group, and they were tough. But now you have nobody facilitating and get you into the flow of the offense. J-Dub works way better when he's catching it in space and to be able to attack. He's much better than he is if he's got to bring the ball up and try to take somebody one-on-one. That's not his game. That's not how he flourishes, even though he's trying to turn him into that. That's not how he flourishes. That's not how he works. So you need a ball handler who can get us in position to take advantage of our half-court sets, which is where we struggle, is in the half-court offense. Now, when SJ is rolling, there's no struggle because he's either scoring or Dort's knocking down a three or Kaysen's knocking down a three or Caruso's knocking down a three or Chet's knocking. By the way, nice three by Chet in the corner. There was a Chet sighting tonight, finally.
From the corner.
But Chet finally showed up I'm like, it's about time. I think I said that in our chat, Nathan, in our text chain. Bro,
you did.
Thank you. You finally showed up. Where you been? And I'm going to say this. If SJ is rolling and J-Dub is playing good and Chet is kind of playing good, but then, like I said, if Dort, Wiggins, and Isaiah Joe are knocking down threes, we're unbeatable. We are unbeatable.
Yeah.
We are unbeatable. And Dort has been off. But I think at some point,
he has.
At some point, he's not a two-way player, even though you're trying to turn him into one, because he has to focus so hard mentally and physically on playing defense that it's hard for him to translate and be able to knock down shots. Now, Game 5, he saved us by knocking down those three threes. And then once he did that, SJ went. SJ went layup, alley-oop to Ihart, and one, three-pointer, 2 free throws. Game over. That's how it ended. He just went boom. He just ended the game. He scored 8 out of, what did he score? 10 of our last, well, let me see, what was that? 2 points. 8 points, 10 points. So he scored 10 of our last 13 points. He scored.
Well,
Or 14 points.
yeah,
SJ did
13.
to close the game out in Game 5. That's what he does. He's our closer. And I will say this: I'm more appreciative of what Dagnall's doing, giving SJ the ball now, putting it in his hands, and going, okay, it's going through you. But once again, in the third quarter, you put J-Dub in and give him the ball. The hell are you doing? What is he? I'm like, what are you doing? The dude is just. I mean, you wasted a possession. SJ is rolling, and you waste a possession. The dude is just. He's beyond me. So, anything else you want to talk about, bro? I'm out of here.
No, I'm good, man. I'm good.
And,
I'll keep not watching the games.
Yes. And by the way, thank you for everybody in the chat today. Remember, like, subscribe, hit notifications if you have not. And if you're on Facebook, if you really want to.
Did Ant-Man show up in the chat tonight?
No, he didn't. Well, he wasn't. He's not going to show up after games, bro.
Well, I'm just saying.
Well, how's he going? He's not going to show up because by the time you get in the locker room and do everything you're doing, he's not showing up. Especially got
man,
beat.
you know those guys. They play on their.
No,
the
dude.
first thing they do is check their phones.
The whole thing is this: he's pissed off. He's in a bad mood. He ain't gonna come on no chat and listen to what we got to say. He don't want to hear that.
I would say that if they would have won, he would have been. He would have been trolling us if they would have won. I'm just
100% he would have, but he ain't doing that because they lost, and I think he's getting treatment. That's what I think he's doing. I think he's getting treatment. Anyway, everybody else, remember, like, subscribe, hit notifications if you hadn't. Appreciate you guys coming in the chat. And you people on Facebook, go to YouTube, like, subscribe, hit notifications on us, okay? We appreciate you, and my boy Nathan and I as well. Appreciate you, Nathan, and I'm going to see you next Thursday, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, I'll see you next Thursday.
Yes, sir.
And I might have a surprise for you, some cologne from Creed.
Ooh.
Some good smelling stuff.
Hey, maybe I can get me a girl, man.
Oh. Okay, Wilt Jr.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
okay, Wilt Jr.
Yeah, maybe I get Wilt going or something.
Unbelievable, bro. Hey, everybody, good night. Thunder up. And then tomorrow on after the Unpopular Hour, we'll be talking about the game tonight.